Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review for Doctor Strange Issue 7, 2023. Bam! That is a crazy looking cover and really showcases the General Strange very well. Now, Clea doesn't cower from him in this issue, but he does take prominence of what's kind of happening and going on. So, we start off and we see that he's pretty much got Steven on the ropes, being talking about 5,000 years of war, and talking about how much he's sacrificed for them, and that they imprisoned him, so that what was left could be made into you, the lapdog in place of the warhound, their beloved servant. And here you are, attending the parties of warlords while worlds burn. I'm remembering but only pieces. It was you in that crystal. I'd forgotten about it. And with you and I in such close proximity, there will be some mnemonic bleed. 5,000 years, Dr. Lapdog. For 5,000 years I managed to survive, and you let Caecilius kill you? Insulting. Of course, bringing up the death of Doctor Strange. Him talking about being in the crystal, and Clea's like, this is a Dormammu trick. Seems solid enough for a ghost. And she's like, no. And this one is talking about still loving Clea, which is interesting. So we do see that there is a weakness that can be exploited with this General Strange. And talking about how he was a ghost. He didn't have a body. So he went around and killed those magicians who should be killed. And he killed all these different kind of people and fashioned his own body out of them. That's fucking nuts and metal and just something that General Strange would do. And he said he's very good at killing, even reduced as he was. I stripped their bones and clothed my spirit with their salvaged flesh. An old battlefield trick. That's fucked up and nuts, man. Salvaged flesh. Jesus. And then Stranger's like, what? To kill me? Why have you been taking the children of Earth? It's not all about you, lapdog. Though once my work is done, perhaps you and I will have a reckoning. No, it's funny. He's not even taking Doctor Strange into account. This is about the faithless Vishanti. This is about the Trinity of Ashes. This is about my war. It's ooh, those are his targets and objectives. He says he's going to win the War of the Seven Spheres, and to do that, I must have soldiers. With such an end in sight, one cannot worry about the means. It's no, that's nuts and fucked up, and of course he gets called out on it. And then, of course, General Strange, she's like, you're not doing this. And Doctor Strange is like, you're a monster, and I won't allow this. And he actually offers them both to kind of come with him. Clea to come with him. Will you be nurse to this? Oh, no. It's mainly just for Clea. Sorry, I was reading it a little bit fast. Then come with me, Clea. Will you be nurse to this doctor? Or will you, Or will you come with me, someone who understands you, cherishes you, who will not chain you to weak morality, someone with whom you can be a true warlord? And then he just pretty much gives a warning to Strange. Lapdog, do not try to find me or you will regret it. Clea, when you come to your senses, take your place at my side as an equal. As he then vanishes in the craziest artwork of him taking Clea's sister. I will be expecting you at the place where it all began. It's okay, we'll have to see what that means. And then, of course, Tyboro is pretty what's the meaning of this? This is all you're doing, Strange, to kidnap my heir. And Stranger's like, have done, Tyboro. You will pay for this, Strange. And then we see a great page of him being unleashing his power and being like, have done, Tyboro, because Tyboro was getting on his nerves. And I really love this other piece that he starts going. Have you ever entertained the notion that after all the times I defeated you, humbled you, driven you broken into the earth, that I could have simply killed you and saved myself the trouble of ever dealing with you ever again. That every breath you have taken since the moment of our first meeting is a gift that I have allowed you. Damn, that is pissed strange. And of course, Clea's like, Stephen, please. Because that monster, that bloody-handed warhound, that is what I could be, Tyboro. That is what I could be if I forgot myself. If you pushed me just a bit further. And it's like, that's nuts. And they're trying to get him to, like, kind of calm down. He's like, you killed me. You had me murdered, widowed my wife, caused her to grieve along with everyone else I've ever loved. And then, of course, somebody's talking about Strange, and he's like, and you, Umar the Unrelenting, another one I've spared, another of my murderers. Are you going to test me as well? Because she then just straight up says, save my daughter, Doctor Strange. And that kind of snaps him out of it. He's like, yes, I will not threaten, I will not cajole, I will merely ask. She is an innocent, yet unborn even. Save her. You remind me of who I am, Umar. Thank you. Mere dislike is nothing when a child's welfare is on the line. I said that recently. And while my dislike for the pair of you borders upon hatred, your child will be saved. As him and Clea then go off in a crazy-ass looking kind of balloon construction. It's like, that is important. I mean, it really needed to be done this way to showcase the difference between Doctor Strange and General Strange. I love Tyboro's like, this is just some plot of you, Sorcerer Supreme. It's like, no. I haven't, if this was some plot, I wouldn't go about this in any kind of convoluted, complex way. I would end you. And then I love how he is getting ready to pretty much try and hammer the same point home into Umar, but she's like, no. My daughter is taken. She's unborn. Please save her. And the thing is, that's an important kind of thing. She asks him, not as Umar the Unrelenting, not as a warlord, not demanding, not trying to cajole, not trying to be someone other than she is a mother that wants her child saved, and that brings Strange back to himself. So then we get to the Sanctum, and we see that Pandora and Wong have been called upon to pretty much give them the rundown. Pandora is like still pretty much thinking that Clea is the one that killed Agamon, and Strange is like, stop this. General Strange is threatening to reignite the War of the Seven Spheres. He's kidnapped children to do so. I don't remember much about him, only the memories I smelled on him like spilled blood. But I do know this. He is a broken man. He will do anything to win, no matter the cost, to himself or to others. And then Wong's like, I've always wondered about that. That's something we had in common, and now we know. And, of course, Pandora's like, but an insane war criminal Stephen Strange with 5,000 years of experience on you? This was the old one's worst nightmare. And then, of course, Clea bringing up that the Trinity of Ashes will know that he's loose. His very presence would be enough to reignite the war, and that this won't stand. And then, of course, Wong's like, what do you need from Wand? It's like, before he can start the war again, we have to find him. They'll shake the trees, do all the different kind of idioms, and they go back and are summoned back to their ship. As Wong says, stay strong, Stephen. Thank you, old friend. I love the relationships here. It's like, all right, man, we'll help each other on this. And then Strange being like, this is shaking me, seeing that kind of person. Like, even when I died knowing that I had done everything I could to be a good man, a man you could be proud of. That, on the balance, my successes outweighed my failures. Seeing him showed me just how wrong I was. This is why I can't simply kill all of my enemies. It's not my oath as a doctor. It's the power I have, because once I begin, I feared that I wouldn't know when to stop. Killing and killing in the name of the greater good, till I became the monster I just saw today. That is cool to be able to lay that out and be like, this is a potential route that I would go if I took these things. This is why I do not kill. And then she's talking about, she understands. I've always understood who you are, and I love you for it. But we are going to have to kill General Strange. He is too powerful. He cannot be contained, as we've seen. He is too dangerous, Stephen. You know better than any of us what he is capable of. Then we get kind of a panel to kind of like to pause, and then he's like, I know. He says it so softly. And then we see that the die is cast then, however much we may be damned by it. If I am to become an assassin, let it begin as it began for General Strange, with an audience with the Vishanti. And we see him getting ready for that. So we shift to the war camp of General Strange, talking that this would have horrified him when he was who he was, children as weapons, but saying that war that that's horrible, that war is horrible, and the only thing for it is to win. In order to win a war, a thing of horror, you must become yourself a thing of horror and be willing to create new ones. And that, we understand his thinking, but that does not make it right. And of course he needs a greater weapon, and that's why he needs to make it from the soul of a Palpatine. What a horror I will make of you, little one. Indeed, as we see someone else talking. And then we see that it is Clea by his side. I don't think that she has betrayed Stephen Strange, Doctor Strange, because she's like, for we are a people well acquainted with horror, which is something that we have in common, is it not, Stephen? And I think this is more their ploy to get her as close as possible and to utilize his weakness, his still love for Clea, as even though it seems like she will be going after Doctor Strange, this is at least what I'm thinking of at the moment, but even if it's as predictable as that, it's the execution. It's like, how is it going to go down? What is going to be the consequences of taking down General Strange? Will everybody make it out? And even if they do, how will they be changed? How will Strange be changed? How will Clea be changed? Wong, Peters, all this kind of stuff. It's like, because even though we see that Clea is more of a kind of warlord, I don't think she would readily go with someone who has kidnapped her sister and intends to utilize her as a weapon. So we'll have to see what the game plan is and what the play is going to be for Doctor Strange and Clea against General Strange, and how he will react, because he is a powerful force and it is not going to be easy to take him down. So those are my opinions on the issue. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.